The king has returned.
What's going on, fellow Illuminators and Titan Nation? Well, back in, I'm lorcana Thanos, the mad Titan of the Illuminary. So, the current bans for Hiram, Flaversham, Toymaker, and Fortisphere are in effect. If you want to hear my thoughts on that, you can do so in the card up here and in the description down below. But today, we are going over a deck that I have been thoroughly enjoying playing for this format to combat the Sapphire Ruby Sapphire Steel metagame that we are currently in with Arcasia's Island, and that is Steelfasa, so Amber Steel. I primarily do play it as Ruby Fasa, so of course Amber Ruby, but that deck couldn't quite hold up to the prior bans, and so I wanted to share my list with you guys today now that the bans are in effect, and I've been having a lot of fun with the deck, so let's go ahead and jump right on in. So here we are on Dreamborn.e going over my Steelfasa list. Again, this is for the post ban of Hiram, Flaversham, Toymaker, and Fortisphere. As you can see, the deck comes in at just under $483, so a little pricey. And then 60 cards, 21 non-inkables. That's a little high for my liking, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and check out that list. All right, so starting out, we obviously have 4 copies of Daisy Duck, Donald State, 4 copies of Robin Hood, Beloved Outlaw, 2 copies of Penny, Bolt's Person. This card has done really well for me, being able to remove up to 2 damage from chosen character and giving them resist +1 until the start of your next turn. 3 copies of Calhoun, Marine Sergeant. This card is fantastic for gaining lore and has, of course, resist +1. 4 copies of Mr. Smee, Bumbling Mate. Again, good early quester. Pairs well with Rapunzel, gifted with healing once we get there. Ideally, you want to run 4 copies of Gaston, Despicable Dealer, but I dropped him down to 3 just due to spacing. But Gaston is fantastic for this deck. He's kind of the linchpin of the deck outside of Mufasa in order to reduce that cost and get characters out cheaper. Pongo, Determined Father. So we have 2 copies. Pongo's been kind of going in and out of Mufasa decks right now. And I have him at 2 because I still like his ability. Obviously, we run nothing but characters, so you're going to hit. So it's still good to have in the deck. Benja, I dropped from 4 down to 3. So slow progress here. The banish of an item is still huge. It still comes in handy. I have won games off this effect. And Benja quest for 2, so that's always good. 4 copies of Pete, Games Referee. This card is amazing ever since its release. 4 Rapunzel, gifted with healing. It's basically our draw engine. Now it does function better in the Ruby Amber Mufasa Ruby Fasa deck, but it does pretty well here in this list as well. This is a new addition for me, and that's Tinkerbell, Generous Fairy. So Tinkerbell here, if you're unfamiliar, because she is a older card, Tinkerbell is a non-inkable 4-cost character that's 1 stream, 4 willpower, and 1 lore pip. That when you play her, you look at the top 4 cards of your deck, you reveal a character card, you put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom in any order. So she is obviously a shift target for Tinkerbell Giant Fairy when we get there. So if you don't want to run this card, the card that I was running in this slot was 2 copies of John Silver, Ship's Cook, to prevent characters from questing. 2 copies of Gantu, Experienced Enforcer. I love this card for his floodgate effect. So yep, so 2 Gantus. Hey there, so real quick, if you're enjoying the content, if you could do me a massive favor, be sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell so you get notified of when I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. And let me know down below what you think of the video. All right, back to the video. And here we go towards the top end. 4 Mufasa, Betray Leader. Obviously, the deck's based around him. One of my favorite cards from this set, Bagheera, Guardian Jaguar. Only 2 copies. That's been working out pretty well for me. So with Bagheera, the bodyguard is huge, and then during an opponent's turn, when this character is banished, you deal 2 damage to each opposing character. You combine that with, when we get to Tinkerbell here, you can wipe boards with that. Obviously, 4 copies of Robin Hood, Champion of Sherwood. Shift 3. When he banishes a character in challenge, you gain 2, and when he's banished, you may draw a card. So a really solid card, plus he's inkable. 4 Tinkerbell Giant Fairy, inkable. You want to hit it off the Mufasa, and you can shift off the Generous Fairy. think is pretty self-explanatory. Next, we have 2 copies of Wreck-It Ralph Ham Hands. So Ralph, while he's non-inkable, he's a 4/4, has 3 lore that whenever he quests, you may banish chosen item or location to gain 2 lore. So that's a 5 lore swing. That's 25% of your lore. I think that's really powerful. Only 2 copies of Stitch Carefree Surfer. Most decks do run 4. My thing with this card is every time I play it in the Mufasa list, I hardly ever get the draw effect, and Stitch is usually just ink fodder for me, so I'm just running him at 2 just because this card is absolutely amazing in this deck. Chippendale Recovery Rangers. So 3 copies. So what they do, they're a non-inkable 8 cost that has 6 strength, 6 willpower, and 3 lore. They shift for 5, but we don't play Chip or Dale. But during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may return a character from your discard to your hand. I have used him to repeatedly recycle Mufasas, or pretty much whatever you need. You need your Gantu back, you need Rapunzel back, you need Gaston back, you need Benja back. Like it comes in handy so much. And then on the top end, 2 copies of Chernobog to get a big body on board and shuffle everything back in, and we start this cycle all over again. But that's the list. And there you have it. That is my list for Steelfasa. Long live the king. I really enjoy playing Mufasa-based strategies. That's going to do it for today's video. Be sure to give me one of these. It's super impactful and helping this video find other Illuminaires such as yourself. If you like the Lorcana content here on the channel and you want to see more, tighten smash that subscribe button and click that bell so you get notified of when I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Also, be sure to let me know down below what you thought of this video, and you can follow me on the artist formerly known as Twitter on X at lorcana, and I'm on Blue Sky as well at lorcana. Thanks for watching, and I think you might enjoy these. And remember, the hardest choices require the strongest wills.